You are listening to Pause. We pause for a second or two. How do we keep our life coherent when so much is changing? This is episode 206, Speech Laws and Algorithms. In the news right now, we are seeing from different countries some different laws being implemented regulating what is deemed to be lawful or unlawful speech. We are, all of us, feeling that what we say is becoming more tense. We are thinking carefully about what we say, because we know that emotions are very strong right now. We know that people have close to acting out. And this sort of tension about what to say and what not to say, it's a bit different from country to country, and in some respects it's the same in most countries in our Western world. At the same time, as we are seeing national differences in speech laws being implemented, at the same time we have these social media platforms online where people are speaking their minds. And these different social media platforms have algorithms. And these algorithms are creating the structure for what speech is being visible and what speech is hidden away. What speech is boosted and lifted up, and what speech is put down. Today's episode is called Speech Laws and Algorithms. And what we're talking about today is that this landscape of speech is very complicated. It is difficult for us to know not only what we're supposed to say or what we want to say, but it's difficult for us right now to navigate both the national laws and the international social media platforms and their algorithms. So what we're talking about is that right now both speech laws and algorithms are frequently changing. And for us regular people, this can get really confusing, tiresome, and scary. After all, what we say one day might turn out at some later point to be wrong speech. So when we're saying something, we are putting ourselves out there, and something being said cannot be unsaid. Or perhaps it can. That's what's so complicated about it. Today we're talking about what this complicated landscape of speech is doing to us, how it affects us emotionally. First off, what is important to bear in mind here is that now both algorithms and national laws and international laws, for that matter, are changing frequently. So what is sort of deemed desirable or lawful to say, it changes. And it creates a difficult situation for us because we as people want to be in group. It's one of our strongest desires and drives to stay part of the group. But right now, being in group, saying the right things and not saying the wrong things is long term very difficult, if not impossible. Because speech laws and algorithms are changing so frequently that it's difficult for anyone to be in group long term. Because what we say one day is changing so radically that the next day we're deemed out group. The Polaroid for today's episode, the emotional skill that we are making use of, is universal skill creativity. Universal skill creativity is about how we make use of the things we have. It's about how we try to do a lot with a little. And it's also about how we direct our focus, how we prioritize, how we sort of try to make sense out of what to do here, how to choose, how to act. And making use of universal skill creativity in today's context, in the topic of today, it's important that we acknowledge that we are in a pickle. We are in a tough spot. It can seem too big a challenge to, on the one hand, say the right things and to not say the wrong things, but also, on the other hand, to not be sort of left behind or cancelled long term. We live in turbulent times. And in turbulent times, one truth one day can be switched for another truth another day. Public opinion is shifting very quickly in turbulent times. And that's what we're seeing right now. So, universal skill creativity gets very difficult right now. It can seem impossible to speak our mind, but still not be left out of the group long term. So, since creativity is so difficult to make use of right now, we are seeing some different strategies from people. There are those who say that you should just say anything you genuinely think and just take whatever consequences might be. Just charge head on and just tough it out. And there are others who tread very carefully. So carefully that they don't say anything at all. They just stay silent. I live in a country, Sweden, where this second strategy is common. Many Swedes feel that it is so difficult finding the right words to say that many choose not to say anything at all. Swedes often think of themselves as shy people, not really knowing what to say, because perhaps because Swedes as a people are very careful not to make mistakes. I think I've talked about this in another episode, but one part of it, I think, is that I have talked about this in another episode, but I think one part of it is that for many hundred years, most Swedes were farmers. And being a family of farmers, it was crucial to stay healthy and not make any stupid mistakes, so that you were incapacitated to not be able to do your job. Say, for example, that you are careless and you fall off a ladder and you broke your leg. That could possibly change the whole outcome of the farming that year. And I think a lot of sort of careful attitude that, in this example, Swedes are having about speaking their mind comes from this tradition, that Swedes are very careful not to make mistakes. Having a careful attitude is very useful if you're a craftsman. You're very thorough and careful to produce something of high quality. But when it comes to speech, when it comes to navigating speech laws and algorithms, the match can feel overwhelming. And what we will see now, going forward, is how these different national speech laws and the international algorithms, so these different companies, these different social media platforms, how they sort of interact with each other, how the national speech laws affect the social media, and how the social media algorithms affect national speech laws. That will be something that we will look closer at going forward. There is this dynamic going on between the two. And perhaps just looking at the dynamic between these two is perhaps more than half of the solution of knowing where we are. That's it for today. Thank you.